Number 159 is a Belgian-inspired golden strong ale crafted in Baja, California. It's made using a double fermentation process using Belgian yeast and Mexican malt. While the very first beer from Adobe Guadalupe, is it worth checking out? Find out now on Two Dudes Reviews.
What up, guys? Yeah, today we have, well, I don't really know what to call this. I don't know if it's number 159 or hashtag 159 or sharp measure 15. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up to see exactly what to call this. But it is a Mexican beer. I was pretty stoked to see this at the store. You don't see a lot of just random Mexican beers popping up. So because of that, I'm pumped. Oh, for a second I thought I was gonna blow. It's not. So we'll get this pouring. And while I'm pouring it, I'm gonna just let you guys know, if you want to, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. I kind of let you know what I'm gonna review ahead of time. Live stream it sometimes, you know, all the good stuff. But if you want to subscribe, pouring all over the place. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. But yeah, I'm gonna have to look up what to actually call this. Out of Baja, California, Mexico. Anyways, it's got some nice head on it. Again, I don't review it on that part, but for Mexican beer, it's got a lot of nice top head to it. But yeah, so there's that. But anyways, while the head starts to come down a little bit, let's get into the review and check out the smell. Has definitely a grain aroma to it. But it's not watery. It's not like what you get from American, a Budweiser or something like that. It's got a little more bite to it. A little more strong, just grain aroma. Yeah, a little bit of a lemon rind in there. I mean, it smells like a Pilsner. Just calling it a sophisticated Pilsner aroma, I don't know if that's what I'm going for, but that's kind of what it doesn't smell cheap, I guess. But it still smells like a Pilsner. I mean, it is a golden ale. Got shadow going. So I got boxes going and packing and had to kind of throw the set back together. But yeah, it's just kind of a weedy lemon. You almost get it's almost a hint of a champagne kind of thing. A very muted, brut champagne. Of course, the bottle kind of helps with that too. But anyways, I think I'm intrigued by the smell, so I'll recommend it on that. Now let's get into the taste. Actually, it legit tastes like a champagne. That wasn't far off, calling it like a brut, whatever. That is surprising. It has a subtle sour undertone to it. There's a little bit in there. You know that little hint that you get in champagne, like usually cheap champagne, but just that little. Of course, I've only really had cheap champagne, so what do I know? That little just hint of kind of sourness right on the lower level. That's what this has. That was not actually expected to come to fruition. It's got a nice kind of the taste kind of lingers a little bit. It does cut off pretty quickly, but it still remains. It's not a crisp, clean cut finish. It kind of fades out. You know, it doesn't end on the freeze frame like those 80s movies. It fades to black. But yeah, you got a little bit of lemon. Not as much on the grain. But yeah, more lemony, more the hint of sour. It really is, it's almost like you took a Pilsner, a decent quality Pilsner, and a kind of a dry champagne, mixed it together. That's really, it should give you kind of a good idea of what this tastes like. This was not at all what I was expecting with it. I didn't know what, but I have not had another Mexican beer that tastes like this before. And so, yeah, I'm gonna recommend it on taste. It's different enough. It's got a hint of sour, and I'm not a big sour or Goza fan. It's not my thing, but a little hint of sourness mixed with something else can be okay. I was also saving this for when somebody else was over. Nobody else was over, so I guess I'm gonna have to do the entire bottle myself. Darn. But yeah, I'm gonna recommend it on taste. Next is value for price. This one, for a Mexican import, you are going to pay more for, but this isn't like your standard Mexican import beer. It's not a pumped out Modelo Corona kind of thing. I mean, most Mexican beers that make it into the States are generally just pumped out. There's not a lot of small batch micro beers around. This one, I think, is gaining a little bit more ground. The first time I saw it, I actually picked this up a few months ago. So I don't know if that helped or hurt the flavor. I picked this up a few months ago at it's just a grocery store. It's one of those snobby grocery stores that you kind of have to stop at because there's nothing else around, and you're waiting for like your haircut appointment. You're like, man, I got an hour to kill. Just go in the grocery store, get a sandwich. And I found it there. I hadn't seen it anyplace else. But since then, I've seen it at Total Wine and some of the larger things. Of course, this is Southern Arizona. So I don't know where else it's going to find it. I'm assuming you can probably find it in Southern California, places in Texas, and it might start to expand outward because even the importer is something in Phoenix. I think Corona and Modelo, I think those are imported by like a big Chicago company. So it doesn't have it probably doesn't have the widespread distribution yet. But I would assume, give it time. But again, for price, you pay more for it. I think I paid about $13 for this, which, I mean, for this size and for a micro beer, that's not bad. I mean, if you went to the store and got one of those, either you get the Unibroue out of Canada or you get the Belgian Trappist beers that are about this size, you're gonna pay that or more. And I get excited when I find a new kind of Mexican beer that I haven't seen before because it's like, yes, it's like a new style from a different region of the world, and this is done pretty well. So even though it's more expensive than your standard Mexican beer, Mexican import, I will recommend it on value for price. I say if you find it, check it out. It's worth diving into. All right, next category is drinkability, and yeah, this is a again, you're gonna have to like champagne, I think. It's definitely got some of that. But it's like, if you go on a New Year's and you want a beer, not champagne, but you want to be kind of champagne-y, this is a thing to do. And yeah, it's easy to drink. It's not bitter at all. So if you're looking for an IPA, this is not your thing. If you're not a fan of the heavy bitterness, this might be your thing. So, of course, there's a lot of bubbles. I can already feel it coming up. Of course, I'm wearing a t-shirt with Ren and Stimpy on it, so I have a feeling that burping is mandatory. But, got the thing that just kind of lingers right in here. But, excuse me. But, yes, so drinkability, yeah, it's fine. It's easy to drink. You could literally just, like, crush this bottle right now. If I didn't have to drive in, like, 30 minutes or a little bit to get some sandwiches for football games later, I might do that. But, maybe I'll crush it later. Anyways, yeah, drinkability, absolutely. It's crisp, it's easy, goes down clean, for sure. Alright, next category is distinction, and heck yes, this is different. I have not had another Mexican beer like this, period. Not even close. I don't even know. I mean, calling it a golden ale is kind of a wide definition to it. But yeah, I have not had a lot of... I don't know what else, any kind of Mexican beer to compare it to. Maybe, probably if you start getting into some of the more local micro beers down there, you might find some. Maybe, eventually. Tijuana's got a good amount of microbreweries since you got the whole California coast kind of popping in. But, yeah, nothing else to compare it to. And they make it just with straight water, malt, barley, hops, and yeast. I don't know if there's any other ingredients without those ingredients listed here. Not bad. If you're not adding anything to get that sourness and all that other stuff, it's not that factory, fake sour that you get in a lot of beers. Anyway, so distinction, absolutely. I don't know what else to compare it to. I compare it more to probably a champagne than a Mexican beer. So yes, and my last category is would I buy it again? And honestly, I'm not a sour fan. We got a little grapefruit in there too. I'm not a sour fan. I would pretty much get most other styles above that. I don't know if I would drink it again for myself, maybe occasionally. I feel like I would be more likely to buy it for somebody, for like people that visit, people from out of town, people that haven't had like different Mexican beers, where they're so used to the kind of more watery, standardized Modelo and Corona, where they don't know any better. And then you break this open and it's like, whoa, this does not taste like any Mexican beer I've ever had, even remotely close. That's when I'd get it, to kind of like, dude, check it out. See, they got a little more going down than these like clear glass. Not you gotta force a lime in it to taste drinkable beers. That meets that category. So yes, I will buy it again, especially for when people come to visit. So if you come to visit, I might have this on stock. But anyways, I haven't been doing this. I haven't had many of these lately, but it got thumbs up on all the categories, and so therefore it gets the 2 dudes stamp of approval. And of course, stamp of approval does not mean it's one of my favorite beers, just means it performs well in this particular categories. And with this, you're basically comparing it to just other Mexican beers, and it's hashtag pound, I don't know what to call it, in the intro. Hopefully I figured that out. So I haven't done any research on this yet, but I feel like, if like when you go to, I've seen on other shows where they go to champagne, where they make champagne, and they will take the bottom and they'll drink champagne out of the bottom of a different glass. Sadly, I can't do that right now. But yeah, this does very well just for, it tastes good, it's different, it's not as expensive as some of the other imports of this size. It is, I guess, technically a micro beer, and it's just new. For all those reasons, that's why I'm giving it the 2 dudes stamp of approval. But anyways, that is a review of whatever the heck this beer is called. I don't know. 159 is in it somewhere, but I will hopefully figure that out. So if you come across this beer, I do not know what the distribution is. If you come across it, definitely check it out. It's definitely worth it. I think you'll be, even if you don't really like the beer, I think you'll be mildly surprised as to the taste compared to any other Mexican beer you've had. But again, yeah, that is the review. So like, subscribe, check out the Instagram stuff, all that good things. Anyways, for myself and whatever the hell I'm drinking, take it easy.